guys, it's me, Brandon Noel, back with another inking tutorial. And basically, what I'm doing here is I'm using some crow's quill and brushes. That's all you really need to do. I have a jar of ink off to the side, and I just dip the brush or crow's quill every couple of lines. Um, but since I started doing these videos on YouTube, I went back and I read the DC Comics Guide to Inking Comics by Klaus Janson, which I know I'm butchering his name. His name's spelled Klaus Janson. Um, and his guide to inking is amazing. There are very few books about inking and how to do it and how to do it successfully and make a living at it. And this is one of the better ones I've read. It's a good book. I recommend picking it up wherever you can find it. Maybe Amazon. And while you're at Amazon, you can always buy a copy of 8-Bit Pulp. That was just a quick plug. Haha. But all right, what I'm doing here is, like I said, I'm just working with brushes and the nibs. I like brush inking. It feels a lot more like painting, which is kind of where I started as an artist. I started by taking a couple painting classes. Um, and I had a problem switching from comic book art to traditional art because, with the way a comic book is inked, there's this outer line around the figure. And that line doesn't exist in reality. Um, the way they want you to separate your character from the foreground or background by traditional means in like a painting class is just by showing the shade the variance of shading. There is no you don't draw this black line around your figure or form. And we do this in comic books for one simple reason. It was basically um, due to the printing limitations of back in the day. And since comic books got this mindset of, oh, that's how a comic book should look, we've just kept it in as traditions, even though the printing standards of today are so much higher that we don't actually need the perimeter, that line around the form of the character. Um, but I do still traditionally ink, mostly because I love it. I find inking very relaxing. I can sit back for a couple hours, let the music play, and just, it's completely and utterly relaxing. Whereas when I'm drawing or, illustrating or whatever I'm doing elsewise, there's a lot more thought process going into the work. There's a lot more, um, form and figure, and it's a lot more structure. And inking is just little bit more relaxed and fluid. And I love inking. Beautiful, beautiful art form. Now, one of the things that was said in a previous comment was a friend of mine was shocked to find out that I'm traditionally inking with brushes and nibs, and I have a jar off to the side that I can just, I dab the brush in or crow's quill, and he was surprised to find that I'm still doing it traditionally when you can probably ink a comic book page a lot faster digitally in Photoshop. And I have no qualms about doing that if I was really in a hurry and I had to get a deadline done and I had a couple hours to get it in, which never ever should be the case. And I'm an indie publisher, so I mean, I publish my own books. There's no excuse for being at the 11th hour like that. But if I was, I could see myself digitally inking, um, even though to me I'm not that. Like I said, inking to me is relaxing, and by having to deal with the computer and I have a Wacom tablet and pen and stuff, even with that, I find that very frustrating, and I'm not comfortable with that tool. Not to say I won't ever be comfortable with that tool, because I'm trying my best to get better with the digital stuff, especially since I am publishing my own books. Um, but like I said, I think there's a quality that comes with the brush and the pen and the ink that you can't get elsewhere. Um, and it's kind of like when you see a digital line, it's almost like seeing a CGI character in a film. Like you can tell that was added digitally versus hand drawn. Now, if the whole book is digitally done, you can't really tell. But for me, it would be a little different. Like I said, because I do my own books, and The Last Templar is a black and white book, so the pages that you're seeing now are basically going to end up almost identical to this in the book, just with some text bubbles and maybe a couple of digital effects now and there. Um, but it's basically going to be just like this in issue 2 of 8-Bit Pulp. This gritty black and white book with a Templar as the main character. Um, so like I said, there's many different ways to get the piece done. There's many ways, This typically what I've done with the Last Templar, all the pieces have been real tight with crow's quill, and this page is a lot more brushwork because I felt it it didn't really need the tightness that a crow's quill can offer, except in certain points. So this is mostly a brushed piece. Thank you for watching this video. I hope these were helpful. Please comment, please like, please subscribe. Thank you for watching my video. Bye.